Well, look who it is behind us. It's our old neighbour, the Queen Mary 2. Why is she our old neighbour? Well, when COVID was on, a lot of the cruise ships used to come and moor in Torbay and Babbacombe Bay, where we live in South Devon. And the Queen Mary 2 behind us was one of our regular neighbours. We could often look out of our bedroom window and see her sitting there in the bay for weeks on end. So good to see you again, QM2, but today we're here in Bridgetown, Barbados.
The Barbadian family giving birth to 11 national heroes whilst breaking free from the shackles of slavery so that we can develop as a country, yes? This is the meaning of this monument to our right. Morning, yay! Philip, then you will go St. John, St. Andrew, St. Lucy, St. James, yes, St. Thomas, and we also have St. George. Yes, so all the names would have been picked out of the Bible, but what we do here on the island, we say we have one female parish, which is St. Lucy, we have one church, which is Christ Church.
So welcome to Rockley Beach. Well, he's a bit of a character, isn't he? Our driver on the bus. Oh, the sea's got us. The sea has come right in. We got soaking wet feet now. There you go. Anyway, it's a little bit of a tour around Bridgetown.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, look at soaking feet now. And here we are at Rockley Beach, which is just outside Bridgetown. As you can see, the water looks absolutely beautiful. So we're going to have a bit of a walk around here and show you a little bit of the lovely Caribbean Sea. What do you reckon?
Fabulous. Lovely day today as well.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
30 degrees here in Barbados. Not bad for January, is it? Wow, just look at the colour of this water. Isn't that just beautiful? So what we're doing today, in case I didn't explain it earlier, is we're having a little bit of a look around the Barbados capital Bridgetown and some of its local beaches as well. So this is Rockley Bay, just to the south of Bridgetown, and we're going to look at a couple of others and might have a bit of a walk around the town centre as well. But just look at that colour. Some of the nice beachside hotels here at Rockley Bay. And look at the view they've got. Not bad at all. And here's your quintessential Caribbean beach scene and leaning palm tree. Does it get much more Caribbean than that? Oh yeah, beautiful scene here at Rockley Bay, just outside Bridgetown, Barbados. I can hear some beautiful birds in the trees. I'm not quite sure what sort they are. In fact, I can't even see them, but they're very tropical sounding. We're just towards the end of Rockley Bay here. Let's just have a little wander along. I think that's about as far as we can go. Another one of the hotels on the right hand side. Quiet end of the beach. And there's a boardwalk here. I think it probably takes you pretty much all the way back into Bridgetown, which is probably 2 or 3 miles. Big cargo ship out there waiting to be brought in. Looks like the pilot's on its way out to him. And looking back across Rockley Bay. What a beautiful sight. So we've moved on, and here we are at Pebbles Beach. This is just on the edge of the town of Bridgetown. Behind me you can see the cruise port and the marina in the distance. Another horrible beach. What do you reckon? It's going to be terrible spending a few minutes here, isn't it? What do you reckon? So let's have a quick look at Pebbles Beach, just on the edge of Bridgetown, Barbados. Some very nice hotels in this part of Bridgetown. You've got the Hilton just to our left, the Radisson behind, and this beautiful beach in front of them as well.
That was lovely. I love it. And also that.
Quite a range of nationalities here. I've heard a lot of American accents. A lot of Brits obviously, but also a fair few Germans and French. Very multinational. And of course the wonderful Bajan people who are so friendly and just really want you to love their island. And who could not love this? Just in the distance there you can see the Queen Mary 2 back in the cruise port, and then the town centre of Bridgetown across there. A little bit later on in this video we're going to be taking you a little walk around the centre of Bridgetown, Barbados. And So yet another paradise beach here in Barbados, and this bay is a lot calmer than the other one. There was big waves coming into the other one, so I think it's time for a swim, and I'll see you later. So here we are, yet another beach in Barbados. This is Carlisle Bay. We've been here before, haven't we?
We have, but not this far round.
In fact, the last time we were on Carlisle Bay, I remember lying in a sunbed and it was raining, but still hot at the same time.
Yeah.
But today it's not raining, it's beautiful, it's blue skies, it's sunshine, and we're on another beautiful beach in Barbados.
Yeah.
We've now had 2 very strong rum punches on the bus, would you believe?
Actually, I've had 3.
Ah, some have had 3. I've only had 2 because I'm
Yeah,
supposed to be
true.
the camera operator. Anyway, let's have a look. And this is actually part of Carlisle Bay called Browns Beach. And you've got your little sign to have your photo taken in front of. Should we do a picture in front of that, or would that just be too cheesy? What do you reckon? And you may well have seen on some of our earlier videos in the Caribbean that they're very aware of possible tsunamis with earthquakes under the sea. And here's another warning. And we'll be seeing more of this, certainly when we get to Tortola. Run to high ground or inland immediately.
Tell you what, there's no high ground close by.
Yeah, actually, around here there isn't any high ground, is there? So that would be quite difficult. You'd have to be a very fast runner. So welcome to Carlisle Bay, Bridgetown, Barbados. It's busier than the others because it's closer to the town. The town is literally just around the corner. We'll be going to be having a look at that a little bit later on. But once again, beautiful blue sea, golden sand, big hotel at the far side of the bay, which I think is the back end of the Radisson. And it's a lot calmer here. I didn't actually go into the last beach, but I may well do here. So we shall have a look. Anyway, welcome to Carlisle Bay, Bridgetown, Barbados. So we've come away from the beach. We're now in Bridgetown, Barbados city centre. We're going to have a little bit of a wander round. And there's a couple of old names that if you're British and you remember the shops from many years ago, that you might recognise that are still here, that you won't find in Britain nowadays. Let's have a look. Well, I remember the first time we came to Bridgetown, which was, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, something like that. And it almost felt a little bit intimidating. And yet...
We'd never been to the Caribbean, had we?
We'd never been to the Caribbean before, and I think at the time we were the only white faces within a sort of quite a long distance, but everybody was really friendly and they put us at our ease. And now I think it's just wonderful. It's a great little town, well, quite a big town actually, and everybody's still really friendly. So I said you're going to see a name that you haven't seen in Britain for many years. Here you are, it's Woolies. Hey, yeah, they've still got a Woolies in Barbados. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, you too.
Let's have a look. Look, it's Woolies. I wonder if they still do the pick and mix counter. Fabulous. Yep. Can't see a pick and mix counter, but you can get almost everything else in here. It's more of a, I don't know, a sort of a general store really nowadays, but it's good to know that the Woolies name lives on right here in Bridgetown, Barbados. Nice bar up there. Very vibrant town. Well, it's the only really main town on the island. And probably the biggest town in this part of the Caribbean. A lovely atmosphere. One of the heroes of Barbados, the singer Rihanna, born in St. Michael, Barbados. And I remember the last time we were here, she was doing a concert. It was the night we'd arrived at Barbados airport, and the traffic was incredible. She was doing a concert, I think at the cricket ground, maybe. These are all Barbadian or Bajan heroes. And we caught a glimpse of this earlier from the bus. This is the main church, a very English looking church here in Bridgetown. And then on the right hand side, some of the old Parliament buildings as well. And we're on the pedestrian bridge, just right in the centre of Bridgetown now. Bridge House, very famous building in the centre of Bridgetown, full of bars and shops. And that's the Carlisle, the harbour area that leads out to the sea. And then here we are. This in Bridgetown is the Independence Arch, which was erected, of course, to celebrate the independence of Barbados from the UK, that was back in the early 1960s. And then in more recent years, Barbados left the Commonwealth and became a republic, which it is to this very day. There you are, the Independence Arch. We're in a little park next to the Independence Bridge, and last time we were here a few years ago, we saw a beautiful hummingbird which was picking the pollen out of the flowers on one of these bushes, but I can't remember which one it was. It might have changed a little bit. And then we're back onto the harbour area. Some nice fishing boats here. Hello Brinky. And back across the bridge and the church in the distance. So where we just were, by the bridge there, if you just walk down the road, there's a few scrappy old shops and some old disused warehouses, and if you cut down an alleyway in between the warehouses, it brings you to here. And this is the very end of Carlisle Bay, where we were earlier. Just behind some scrappy old warehouses, and look what you've got. Wow. And if you walk along there a little way, you'll come into sunbeds and a few little bars where you can get a rum punch or a beer. And then looking across to the hotel on the end, that's where we were a little bit earlier on in this video. This is Carlisle Bay, Bridgetown. So we've left the beach, town centre behind us, and we're now walking along what's called the Carlisle. A lot of the Caribbean towns have a harbour area called the Carlisle. And we're walking back out to the open sea, and we're going to have a walk past the fish market and across towards the cruise port area. And you see, even on a sleepy Caribbean island, you get boy races on the motorbikes. So you know, I said earlier about seeing a couple of old retail names that you haven't seen for many years in the UK. So we've already seen Woolies, and look what's here. Going Places Travel. Remember Going Places? That was the retail arm for air tours, if I remember right, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, look at the pretty colour of the buildings. And fishing is still very much a thing here in Barbados. Here's the Fisheries division, and then just next to it we're onto the fish market. I love the sign, the Ministry of Environment and National Beautification. Yeah, we should have a National Beautification Ministry in the UK. This is Bridgetown Market. Let's go and have a look. I don't know what sort of fish they are, but they're big. Very big. Look at the guys cutting them up there. Fantastic. Let's have a look. Seems to be very much aimed at fish, which is hardly surprising. It is a fishing port. So a guy there chopping up, is that fish or meat he's chopping
tuna.
up? Tuna.
That's definitely tuna.
Yeah.
Tell by the colour.
Fantastic. Feels very authentic here. Everybody's working away, cutting up the bits of fish that have come in on the boats. See the guys at work here. Isn't that just wonderful? Fantastic. Yeah. And I bet you can get some really good deals here. I don't think they'd be too keen on our ship if we turn back up with a great lump of fish. There's an egret wandering around down there hoping for some freebies. And here you can see the size of some of the cuts of fish. My goodness. What a great place.
Wouldn't they?
Yeah, fantastic. I like the sign, don't dump, don't litter. Quite right. And then alongside the main road here, the national flag tied to each of the trees, which is lovely. And the national flag, by the way, the blue signifies the sea, the yellow the sunshine, and the trident signifies independence from Britain. Everybody seems to be very happy about getting rid of Britain. I guess we can't really blame them, can we? And then you're back onto a very nice seafront path that takes you all the way along to the port. Gentleman here doing some wonderful art. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And then just behind here, some of his work. Lovely pictures. So we're coming up to a little bridge which goes over a little stream that runs out into the sea. And I remember every time we've walked across here in the past, there's been black crabs, just hundreds and hundreds of black crabs. So should we go and see if they're still there?
Let's go and have a look.
Let's go and see if the black crabs are still there. So just coming up to the bridge now. Let's have a look down. I don't know if the GoPro will pick them up, to be honest. But here is where they were. And you know, I can't see any.
They're right at the end.
Oh, they're right at the end over there. Oh, yes. I'm not sure if we can pick them up on this, but they're right at the end. Yeah, there's dozens of them, black crabs. I'm not sure if you can see them. They're just on the side. Oh, look at them jumping. There's some just on the side of the waterway there, and they jump across to the rocks in the middle. There's one just approaching the left-hand side rock. You see him jump there? Do you see that? My goodness, and there's another big one just on the far side of the right rock. Is he going to jump? No, he's having a second thought about it. These are big crabs. These are about 10 inches across, probably. Not sure if you can see them better from this angle, but there's a load more on the rocks right underneath us here. Big crabs, loads and loads of them, scuttling around, and then loads on the other side as well. This definitely is Crab Central. So there we are, peeps. That was our little tour of Bridgetown, Barbados. We've been to 3 different beaches. We've been to Pebble Beach, what was the first one called? Rocky Beach or something, and we've been to Carlisle Bay, and we've had a wander around Bridgetown city centre, right here, the capital of Barbados. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Loads more Caribbean videos on this channel as well, so please feel free to check those out, and loads of other videos too. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one.